Good evening, everyone. My name is Manik Arora. I am an undergrad student from Triple IT Hyderabad, and today we'll be presenting our paper, which is exact passive aggressive algorithms for multiclass classification using partial labels. So let's get started. So here this is the basic layout of our presentation. I will be introducing you with the problem statement and what is the exact thing we want to solve. Then we will move on to the our three proposed algorithms and their mistake bounds. Then we'll present the experimental evidence of our efficient performance of our algorithms over the benchmark algorithms. And then we'll summarize the presentation with some remarks. So strong versus partial supervised learning. So in strong supervision, we see the single label is associated with an instance. So like here like in this image, we can see that the this instance has only one label associated with it. So in general, the classification in this case is an easy task. And the other type of supervised learning is partial or weak supervised learning. So in this, the multiple labels are associated with an instance. So single instance will have multiple labels associated with it, or it can have a single label. So here, multiple in this case. So only one label in the label set in is the true label. So here we are sure that in these set of labels, in these labels, one label will be a true label, and the true label will be in this label set. And the classification, this type of learning is a hard task and harder than the strong supervision case. So we will be dealing with the classification problem in this case, in partial supervision case, and that too with multi-class classification problem. So, so why we want to have partial feedback, or like why are we dealing with partial feedback? The main reason of this is that the partial feedback is used everywhere in the world, in the real world, or in the machine learning and approaches. So the partial labels are cheap and they're very less time consuming. That is the time to classify, generate partial label as well as the classify the partial label, labeling them. The is very less time consuming. That is, generating the partial label dataset is less time consuming. So the real world example can be, or in the terms of machine learning and computer vision, we can see the usage of partial feedback in automatic image annotation. So like here, like is a picture depicting this, the partial feedback thing. So what is the loss function that is generally used in the partial label, and which loss function are we using, why we are using it? So in the case of partial labels, we generally see ambiguous zero loss function given by this equation. So here we note that x is the instance uh, at time t, y is the candidate label set associated with x. So y is that, and basically a set of labels, candidate label set x, and h xt belongs to y bar t. So h of xt is our prediction, and y bar t is a set of labels, those labels which are not in candidate label set. That is, uh, all the labels. Suppose there are k labels, so k minus yt. So with that will be y bar t. So this is the ambiguous zero one function. As we can see that this it is difficult to minimize this function, and this is not a continuous loss function. So in order to overcome this problem, we use a convex surrogate of this loss function given by this expression. So this is, we can see that this is a variant of multiclass loss function that we see in machine learning literature. So sorry. So yeah, so we are using this loss function in our subsequent algorithm that we'll see, and we have used this loss function. So we use LAPH to derive the exact passive aggressive updates for partial label setting. So yeah, so as we have already seen, as we have already discussed, that we want to develop an online algorithm for multiple classification using partial labels. So and we want to develop this algorithm using the passive aggressive approach. So in our knowledge, to our knowledge, this work has not been done, like the solving of designing an online algorithm for multiple conservation in the partial label setting using passive aggressive feedback, passive aggressive approach. So we are basically presenting our algorithm as follows. So first variant is PA algorithm, passive aggressive. So here is the basic pipeline of our algorithm. So of course this is an online algorithm. So we receive some input, we predict some label, we calculate some loss, we determine the support set. We'll talk about this in the next slide, and then we have data weights based on this result of this support set. So our objective is to learn a classifier H parameterized by weight and defined by this optimization problem. So here, this is a constraint-based optimization problem, and this is basically exact passive-aggressive approach that we are discussing, and we are talking about. So we are providing an exact solution of this optimization problem, and here we can see that this is a margin-based constraint. So yeah, so this is constraint optimization problem, and we are finding a new weight vector which is closest to the previous weight vector, and which will make the loss of the current instance to be zero. And this update that we're finding is very aggressive in nature. So we can see that the PA approach is very greedy in the sense that it only prioritizes the loss. Its only priority is to make the loss from the current instance to be zero while finding a new weight vector. So it can happen that the new weight vector is far off from the previous one. So it may lose info on the previous example. So this is the passive aggressive approach. So this is the method of determining support class. So to find support class is for PA, PA1, PA2, that is three variants. We are solving the equity conditions for this optimization problem, and for each to find a set of labels for which the weight updates need to be done. So the support class algorithm for the three variants is given by this, and this. So there are three different methods to determine the support class. So after solving this optimization problem, we get the given weight updates given by this. So if our if V label V is in true, and this is the candidate label set, we update the weight vector corresponding to that given by this. And if it's not, and if it's not in the candidate label set, then the weight update is given by this. So we can see that it depends on some variable, the variable lambda. This is the step size, which is given by this equation, and step size greater than zero if it's outside the margin, given like depicted by this. So yeah, so mistake bound is given by of P is given by this equation. So in general, the increasing size of label partial label set y, the mistake bound becomes tighter. So this is the case of PA1. The PA1, on the other hand, tries to control the greediness of the PA by relaxing the zero error constraint of PA and allowing some non-zero error. And this is done by solving the following problem given by this. So here we have introduced the term C and this error term. So the C basically provides a more progressive and less aggressive dates as compared to the PA, and the error term is also introduced in the Smiley equation. So it is given by this. So the weight vector learned by PA1 is more closer to the previous weight vector as compared to the weight vector learned by PA. So yeah. So the variability is same as PA, and the step size is given by this equation. So the for mistake bound of PA1, we can see that it is dependent upon root of t. Here in this equation, you can see that, which is at par with the uh, current machine learning algorithm in online settings, classification algorithms in online setting, and in general case, the mistake bound is inversely proportional to m, as you can see, where m is uh, the bound on m is given by this equation. So for the PA2, likewise PA1, it also uh, controls the gradients of the PA. But here in this case, we make a trade-off between the error term and the closeness to the previous parameter by introducing like here in PA2, we minimize the square of the loss like given by this equation in the objective function, and the constraint this remains the same, but here it becomes power 2. So it's rest the same as PA1. So the weight update equation is all exactly the same as PA and PA1, but the step size here changes, like given by this. So this is the general mistake mode for PA2. So the experiments section. So like we have generated a label set in the following like for all the data set, the candidate or the partial label set for each instance contains a true label and some labels selected uniformly at random from the remaining labels. We have plotted the average number of classification misclassification with respect to true label, and we are comparing against the baseline algorithms like average perceptron, max perceptron, average Pegasus, max Pegasus, and the results are averaged over 100 runs. Here we are comparing against equalized dataset, SciTimesh, dermatology, Cephalten, MNIST dataset. So yeah, so like in the these are the results of the equalized dataset. So here we can see that for partial label set size 2, 4, and 6, for all the three cases, our algorithms are performing the best, and in algorithms PA2 is performing the best. So here we can see that the gap is significant in this case, like it's very tight in this case and they are tight in this case also. So in the overall we can say that PA algorithms are performing the best in the equalized dataset. In dermatology dataset, the results are seen that PA algorithms are performing better than the other algorithms, and PA2 is performing the best in these two cases also for set size 2 and size 4 for dermatology case. In SAT image case, PN for partial label set size 2, the Max Pegasus is performing the best in this case, followed by RPA algorithms. But in the case of set size 4, PA algorithms are performing the best, in which PA2 is performing marginally the best, marginally better than all the PA, and the rest of the algorithms follows PA algorithms. So in the USPS dataset, we can see that for set size 2 and set size 4, the max perceptron is performing the best in these two cases, but in higher set size cases, like in set size 6 and partial set size 8, our PA algorithms are performing the best. And here we can see the so here we can see the margin between the PA1 and the next nearest performing average perceptron is quite considerable, like quite noticeable. And here also the PA2 is performing the best. In this case also, the RPA algorithms are performing much better than the rest of the algorithms. And in the case of MNIST dataset, we can see that here also for set size 2 and set size 4, max Pegasus, and for set size 6 and 8, our algorithm are performing the best in this case also. And same is the case for the CIFAR 10. In this particular dataset, for all the cases, our algorithms are performing the best, where PA2, in which PA2 is performing the best in PA algorithms. So here this concludes the paper. So in our presentation, we have seen the three variants of the passive aggressive algorithms for the middle classification using partial feedback, which is PA, P1, P2. The loss function which is used, the average prediction loss, which is convex loss, weight of data and stability equation we have seen, and how we are determining support set, and the mistake bounds and all the three proposed algorithms. And also in the experiment section, we have seen the better performance of our proposed algorithms over the other benchmark algorithms. So this concludes our presentation of our paper. So thanks a lot for listening to this presentation so patiently. Thank you.